Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Primetime Sports Talk YouTube channel. I am Mason Thompson, and I'm here with Devin Pickard, the running back from Monmouth College. Devin, thank you for joining me today. And just how are you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing great, brother. How about yourself?
Well, it's been an interesting day so far, as we were talking about earlier. But we're here to talk about some football and some just college football and what's going on with your whole entire situation at the college. So, first off, do you kind of want to tell us like a little bit about yourself before you got into like the whole entire recruiting process? Like, when did you start like finding your love for football and all that? Any other sports did you play before that?
Yeah. I've actually been playing the game of football since I was 5, so I've been around the game for a long time. And I also did play a couple other sports. Tried out baseball. It's a little bit too slow for me. I played outfield, so it was kind of like, we're all young
Oh,
kids. Nobody's gonna hit it out that far anyway. And then I tried basketball, and I actually thought I was gonna make something out of that, but I'm not the tallest guy, so yeah.
all right. So you're originally from Florida, is that right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so Monmouth is kind of not in Florida. It's in. So kind of tell us how you kind of got to Monmouth and everything, and kind of tell us like this shift in like weather, especially, and how you kind of got there.
Yeah. So the whole thing with going to Monmouth, it was a great overall fit for me. I felt more of uh, a young man going into an environment, that they're actually going to groom me to be a better citizen, things of that nature, not just a football guy. But up to that point, before I decided that I was going to go there, I had about 17 scholarships roughly. And yeah, like I said, man, it was just a great fit for me overall, and I'm really looking forward to playing my college ball there.
So can you kind of tell us like the difference from Florida to Illinois, like moving there, like the whole entire difference in weather, especially?
Gotcha.
We
Yeah, down here in Florida, man, we don't have any snow whatsoever, so that was definitely a culture shock for me. Uh, I remember the first night that it actually got cold up there. And yeah, I was not prepared for that mentally or physically. So yeah, it was pretty rough for me. At least that first week or so that I really got to experience that weather. And it was the first time I actually seen snow and had to live in it. So yeah, it took a lot to get adjusted to.
it's been kind of nice as in the last like week, hasn't it? I live just one state above you in Wisconsin, so it's been off and on nice the last couple of weeks at least, hopefully.
Right.
Um, so the next question I have is, did you have a favorite NFL team when you were living in Florida, or did you just kind of just the whole entire sport as a whole?
I love the game as a whole. I wouldn't say I had a specific like favorite team or whatever, but I did have like specific players that I was like, man, like this guy's pretty good, and things like that, especially growing up. Absolutely.
So were any of those players like a running back per se?
Absolutely. Marshawn was my guy, 100%.
And kind of continuing with kind of getting back outside of football for a minute, do you have anything you like to do outside of football, like any video games or TV shows or anything like that?
Uh, Outside of the game, I like playing basketball. That's kind of like a hobby type of thing to get away from football. But other than that, I play Madden every once in a while. I'm not no like crazy gamer though.
Question about Madden: are you a franchise guy or are you an Ultimate Team guy?
I'm an ultimate team guy,
Oof.
definitely.
Oh, that hurts. That hurts a little bit. That hurts a little bit, but especially because of the whole fixed man franchise thing. So, is there a are you hoping to go to the NFL after your career, collegiate
Uh,
career?
Absolutely. I think the biggest thing is just making sure I stay consistent with everything I'm doing, especially during the COVID whole issue of what's going on. But ultimately, yeah, absolutely, that's my goal.
So, actually, kind of backtracking a bit. You're the first time I had ever like heard of you was a buddy of mine that I have contact with a bunch of times, John Vogel. You have had some contact with him, so you messaged him one day, and he posted like your picture of your conversation on Twitter, and I was reading it, and right as I was reading it, you messaged me too. So I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. But getting back off to that, like you mentioned the whole COVID season and everything, you guys weren't able to play this last year, right?
Right.
So how did that affect you guys? Did you have any practices before that, or did you just kind of just like try to wait and see if you guys were going to play before you even got into anything?
Well, actually, how that went, it was kind of disappointing for me, especially being out of state too. But how that kind of whole deal went was like a week before I went off to campus, I got a phone call from my head coach and my offensive coordinator. It was like, "Hey, yo, D, man, you're not gonna be happy about this." And I kind of already knew at that point when he told me that. He was like, "We're not gonna play, but I think this will be a great time, for you to learn the playbook and things of that nature." And it definitely bothered us mentally and physically because a lot of guys, I guess, were kind of like all bummed out and stuff like that because, oh man, I don't have to work hard and things of that nature because we're not going to play. But yeah, man, it's tough.
So what have you been doing in the off year then, and kind of like preparing for this season? Would this technically be your freshman year, or is it your sophomore year upcoming? What is the whole ruling on that?
Well, with that, I had actually texted my head coach the other day, and I was like, "Hey, coach, like, am I gonna have to like reclassify like my sophomore year to kind of make up for things, stuff like that?" But I'll be basically a redshirt freshman, I guess, as far as on the
Yeah.
field, 'cause all my eligibility, you know what I mean, still stays. But as far as what I've been doing, I've changed my diet completely, especially when I went off. I kind of just ate whatever I wanted to leading up to college. And then when I got there, I was like, man, I want to last a long time here, and beyond college, like we said earlier. But um, it's always for me, it's been, working hard in the weight room too. I think I give a lot of my credit to that. I added, since I left high school, um, I added about 15, 20 pounds in my frame. So that's a big jump, especially, being able to carry that. So another thing of emphasis for me was definitely my conditioning. So um, the off season is going great. And like I said, I can't wait till the fall to get here so I can hopefully do what I need to do.
So I'm actually going to share my screen real quick. I'm on your Twitter profile right now. Can you see this right now? Or no?
Still low note.
Oh, this?
Yep. Yeah, I got you. I see you.
Okay, so can you kind of tell us like what this is right here and everything? Like, how has this changed and everything? Like, this is from about 7 months ago.
Yep.
So are you doing more than this now? Are you still trying to around that range? And what else are you kind of doing in the weight room? Like, I know when we were messaging earlier, you said that you're gonna go to the weight room and do a workout after we're done with this. So what is that gonna like hold for you? Like, what are you doing in those workouts?
That's just, it's a version of a hack squat. And I actually like that machine a lot. I've been using that a lot since I went to college, but that's around 790. I think I had put it was on there.
Yeah,
But the thing with that is, man, if the machine would have let me put more on there, I would have definitely did a lot more. But it's not always about weight, especially for me. I want to make sure all my stuff is kind of like functional and dynamic. But loading that up, I think that's a great start.
And then, so if I scroll down here further, hopefully it'll show up. I know on my last interview it was kind of a bit different, but you have posted a bunch of like workouts that you were doing in the summer of last year. Can you kind of like run us through like what workouts you were doing to prepare for like this last year that didn't happen?
Yeah. Absolutely. The majority of the stuff, I posted was a lot of field stuff. Because for the most part, people, especially where I'm from, they know me as just like the power back per se. But when I posted that type of stuff, in the backyard and things of that nature, it was just, showing people, hey, I'm a bigger back, yeah, but I can move as well. And just showing them that I can be functional with it. And I'm not just a big old block of muscle.
And so kind of back to that whole entire like running back situation. There's a lot of people that have the whole running backs don't matter mantra. What is your opinions on that whole story and everything on that?
When I've definitely seen that a lot more now. My whole thing is, we all, every, man on the field has their role to play, especially in getting the ultimate, goal accomplished of winning the championship or just, daily stuff of winning a game. We do matter. I think when they say that is we just don't last that long typically. Yeah. But I feel like, if you take care of your body and you do what you need to do, I think anybody can be successful, especially us as running backs.
So I know a lot of people don't really know the college you go to. So can you kind of like give us kind of like a reference as to like kind of what teams you're going against and everything? Like I'm around the area, I know who you face and everything, but for those that don't know.
I got you. So our rival was Knox, and every team has their typical rivals and things like that. But I didn't know how much of a rival it was, and we're literally like what 10, 20 minutes away from each other. So that's actually cool. Then the team that we typically play, like when it gets to playoffs and like championship type things, normally St. Norbert. So we don't really like those guys too much apparently. But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it.
That's kind of interesting because my high school rivalry was like 7 minutes across, just like a one highway, and then we were there. That was
Wow.
not a good rivalry, especially in basketball. But you mentioned Marshawn Lynch earlier today in this video. Is that who you model your game after the most for your running style and everything?
Uh, I'm definitely gonna say yeah. Just the whole mentality that he had of running angry. Um, I don't necessarily see it as running angry. I just go out there and I run. But yeah, definitely Marshawn.
Is there anyone else besides Marshawn at all?
Uh, like a rookie Ezekiel Elliott or a Leonard Fournette type of guy, definitely.
Okay, so you kind of mentioned that people are kind of calling you like a power backer and just power back. And you showed some drills where you kind of had some footwork drills and everything. There's a lot of stuff about like running backs being able to catch out of the backfield. Do you
Mm.
think you can do that? Like some of like I know Christian McCaffrey's like a big name for catching like 100 balls in a year, but say like a Josh Jacobs who gets like 30 catches a year. Are you in that realm or where are you thinking?
Uh, when I was coming out of high school and stuff like that, I wasn't really used too much in the pass game just because of how like our offense was kind of set up. We were just strictly run for the most part. But I can definitely be a receiving back if I had to, and just allowing my offense more versatility and things of that nature.
I like the word versatility a lot there. Just like so how many different things can you do and everything. But are you kind of talk about going back through like the playbook in your college in between high school and college? Does Monmouth kind of throw a little bit more than your high school?
Definitely. Well, because when I first got there, with the whole thing going on with COVID and stuff like that, I actually didn't practice too much, especially as a team, because everything was limited. And I think I maybe had like 15, 20 practices total since I was there. Um, but yeah, they're more on the balance side. And like I said, high school, it was pretty much all run. Like teams knew what we were going to do. And, we just lined up and got it done. But yeah,
That's how my high school was too, just pound it down the throats. um,
basically.
kind of what would I how would I want to phrase this? But so obviously you guys are playing this year, hopefully. Everything's kind of turning to the corner with the whole entire COVID thing. Everything's kind of like loosening it up a little bit. Do you have any goals for like obviously the team first, but do you have any goals for yourself?
Just being a young guy, I think for me at least, it's just being able to show up, when my number's called. I feel like I'm at a great place, to make a big impact, especially being so young. And we'll just see where that takes me.
And so have you guys started practice yet or no?
We started, yeah, we have started, but we haven't had that many, probably like one or two practices.
So is that like full pads or is that just like uppers?
Nah, it's still like no contact type of
Oh,
stuff.
so are they for like younger guys? Are you being used on like special teams at all?
Right now at least no. It's just a matter of learning the playbook like offensively and just the whole thing like schemes and stuff. But yeah, no special teams for me.
Is that something you would be kind of interested in at all?
I mean, if they called me to do something like that, I absolutely go out there and give it all I have for sure.
So the NFL draft is about 2.5 weeks away. Are you going to be watching that and everything?
Yeah, bro, I watch it every year for sure.
Do you have any running backs in the class that you kind of are just like, whoa, like how do they do the things they do? Like Travis Etienne, Javante Williams, Najee Harris, any of
Uh,
those guys?
I mean, they all bring like their own special, talent to the game itself. But I like how Najee is just such a big back, but he can jump over people. You know what I mean? He can use his power, speed, everything. So definitely Najee.
All right, so that kind of wraps up my general like questions and everything. So obviously, thank you for your time today. Good luck in practices and everything. Good luck on the season. Hopefully, we'll be kind of charting your course a little bit here because it's like your first year playing and everything. You kind of brought your name out to John and I at least, which I appreciate. So thank you. Like it means a lot to all of us, like at the draft community, just finding people that not really anyone knows so far yet. So that was kind of interesting for me that you reached out to me instead of me reaching out to anyone else. So really, thank you for your time today, and well, thank you.
Absolutely, brother. Thank you.